Welcome back, love-lost and lust-found listeners, to Heartbook Radio, the only radio show brave enough to check into the messiest corners of the human heart, though some nights I feel more like Dr. Eeyore.
And I am here to remind everyone that love, like any contract, is only as good as its fine print. And honey, the fine print in this book is printed in disappearing ink.
Tonight we are diving headfirst into the literary whirlpool that is Ada Calhoun's crush. Now, before you switch the dial to something less emotionally complicated, let me tell you this is not your grandma's romance novel. Unless your grandma was into open marriages, emotional affairs, and quoting Petrarch while contemplating divorce.
More like quoting Petrarch while justifying a midlife crisis. The premise alone screams prenuptial agreement violation and flashing neon lights. Husband suggests an open marriage limited to kissing. Please, that is like handing a toddler a loaded squirt gun and expecting them not to soak the house.
Spoken like a true veteran of the divorce wars, but let us unpack this, shall we? Our protagonist, a successful ghostwriter, ironic, is it not? Ghosting her own life, maybe. Is seemingly content, good marriage kid, career, the whole shebang. But hubby dearest, an artist who, according to some listeners, contributes about as much to the household finances as a pet rock, decides their marriage needs a little spice.
Spice, code for I am bored, but I also do not want to lose my meal ticket.
So he greenlights her to kiss other men. And would not you know it, she stumbles into a full-blown emotional affair with a professor named David. Long emails, shared playlists, deep dives into the meaning of love, the whole 9 yards. The reviews are all over this point. It feels like a modern-day Heloise and Abelard.
Except Heloise and Abelard had the decency to keep their affair somewhat secret. This woman is broadcasting it in a book that is practically autofiction. The sheer lack of self-awareness is staggering.
Now, Calhoun herself says this is a novel, though it reads like a confessional memoir. And let us be fair, the intellectual connection between our protagonist and David, it is palpable. It is like they are having a literary orgasm every time they hit send.
Oh, I am sure the intellectual connection is the only thing getting stimulated. One reviewer even said the book is overflowing with allusions that it overwhelmed the narrative.
That is the thing, though. This is not just about physical lust, it is about a meeting of minds. She feels seen, understood in a way her artist husband, with his apparent aversion to gainful employment, cannot provide.
So she trades financial stability and a semblance of family life for stimulating conversation. That is a terrible return on investment. And what about the kid, Nate? The reviews barely mention him. Seems like he is just a prop in this drama of self-discovery.
Calhoun does touch on that, but it is more of a glancing blow. Some readers felt it was a missed opportunity to really delve into the consequences of her choices. But let us be real. This book is about the protagonist's journey, her quest for, well, what is she questing for?
Validation, plain and simple. She wants to feel special, unique, like she is the only woman who has ever truly loved. It is the classic I am not like other girls trope, but with a philosophy doctor and a penchant for quoting dead poets.
One review, I believe it was the one-star scorcher, called her the most annoying of the many annoying characters to attempt non-monogamy in this genre. Harsh but not entirely inaccurate.
Annoying is putting it mildly. She is selfish, self-absorbed, and utterly convinced of her own exceptionalism. And the constant quoting. It is like she is trying to prove her intellectual superiority while simultaneously destroying her life.
But is not there something relatable in that messiness? We all crave connection, validation, that feeling of being truly seen. Even if we go about it in the most spectacularly self-destructive ways.
Maybe, but there is a difference between craving connection and using it as an excuse to blow up your life. And frankly, the whole open marriage angle feels like a smokescreen. This is not about ethical non-monogamy. It is about a woman who wants to have her cake and eat it too.
The reviews, said the therapist in the book, even points that out. They were not practicing polyamory, it was just chaos.
Exactly.
But here is the kicker, folks. Woven into this romantic roller coaster is the story of the protagonist's dying father. And those scenes, according to many listeners, are where the book truly shines, raw, honest, and heartbreaking.
It is almost as if Calhoun is better at writing about grief than about love. Maybe she should stick to nonfiction.
Maybe. Or maybe grief is a kind of love. The ultimate, unavoidable kind. The kind that forces you to confront what is real, what truly matters, even when it hurts like hell.
I suppose that is possible.
So is Crush a masterpiece of modern love, a self-indulgent mess, or something in between? That is for you to decide, dear listeners. But one thing is for sure, it is a conversation starter. And maybe, just maybe, it will make you think twice before suggesting a little kissing experimentation to your spouse.
Or at the very least, it will remind you to update your prenuptial agreement.
This is reminding you that love is a battlefield, a comedy, and sometimes a really, really bad novel. Stay tuned for more heartbreak coming up next only on Heartbook Radio.